Welcome to the Mini Show Fusions. Today we are joined by Kary Jablonski, CEO at Trucker Tools. Welcome to the show.
Thanks so much, Mary. Appreciate you having me.
I am very excited about this. This is kind of a series we've been highlighting some of our most recent partnerships and really just kind of the value add that they're bringing to those end users who are more than likely very happy to have some of these new integrations, as it helps a lot. Before we dive too far into that, why don't you tell us a little bit about your background and how you got started at Trucker Tools?
I've been at Trucker Tools now for about 18 months. I started in fall 2021, so have been here for a bit of a wild ride in the freight market, to say the least. I came to Trucker Tools through our partnership with our financial sponsor, Alpine Software Group. So our founders sold the business in 2021, and with that came some additional investment and ability to bring some new management on. So I joined the business to kind of lead us through that next phase of growth, still in partnership with Prasad and Murali. Prior to working at Trucker Tools, I spent most of my career at Uber, working both domestically and abroad on the big meaty problem of how do we scale a software business in the real world.
I like it. I feel like if you can solve any problem at Uber, everything else is just downhill from there.
Yeah, it was a wild ride, but learned a ton and had a phenomenal time.
Oh yeah, for sure. Never a dull moment on the digital freight brokerage side of things. But for those who might not know, Trucker Tools recently has integrated with the SONAR track rates right into the TMS platform. In your opinion, what kind of benefits are there for this integration? I'm going to restart that question because my brain just ceased to work. For those who might not know, Trucker Tools recently had SONAR track rates integrate into their TMS. In your opinion, what are some of the benefits of this software integration for businesses and kind of how can it help streamline operations?
Yeah, so just to give some quick context for those who might not be as familiar with the Trucker Tools digital booking tool. So we're a digital booking platform that plugs right into a broker's TMS and connects them with our massive carrier network to facilitate digital interactions, digital offers, digital bookings right into the TMS, kind of into that core broker workflow. So we have a mobile app for carriers that's been around in the market since 2010. It's the most downloaded app in transportation. It is kind of the pocket assistant of every owner operator out there on the road. They're using it all day long to look at loads, make offers, book their freight out. So something we've been really focused on over the last year as we've been exponentially growing the number of offers we were getting on our platform is we noticed that a lot of brokers were getting offers, getting emails, but not replying to them. And that makes sense. We know brokers get thousands and thousands of emails a day and they can sometimes get lost. And we noticed that a lot of the offers that were coming in were really close to being good and qualifying for a digital booking, but just not quite there. You know, we were just kind of $10, $20, $30 off of where we needed to be to book freight digitally. And we know that brokers really value digital transactions because it enables them to scale their reps' productivity. So we saw this as an opportunity to introduce some more automation into the digital booking process. And we introduced our smart negotiations concept, which means we work closely with the broker. We pull a min and max rate, sometimes from their TMS. Now it can also be from FreightWaves SONAR on a daily basis and set kind of a threshold amount where they're comfortable accepting or just countering an offer from a carrier totally automatically. There's no human involvement. The broker doesn't even need to see the offer come in. And then once it reaches a certain threshold within proximity to that max rate or that SONAR rate, it actually goes ahead and allows that carrier to book totally digitally. So what we're excited about with the FreightWaves SONAR integration here is it's a product that we've integrated on both the carrier side for carriers to understand which markets are really hot and good opportunities to go get freight. And on the broker side, we fully integrated into our workflow. So brokers are able to see what real-time track rates are in every single market, every single lane. And we know that the market is wild right now. It's moving around a lot. And some brokers just don't have the time, the ability to add min and max rates to their TMS. So what better way to enable them to book freight digitally in a really market clearing way than by integrating with the SONAR track min and max rate or daily 7-day average or trailing 7-day average so that they can be sure that they're setting really competitive and compelling digital booking prices out on the Trucker Tools marketplace.
I absolutely love that because like you said, the broker, so much of their time, they don't want to sit there and pick up the phone and say, well, will you come up like 5 cents a mile? Will you come up like this? You don't have to worry about that back and forth. It's just automatic. And also that driver and that carrier is getting that feedback immediately of like, no, we need you to be up here for or down here for where it is to be competitive. So that way that trucker is also getting that feedback back immediately on how much they like where they're at and if they need to adjust maybe their entire pricing strategy for that specific market. I absolutely love that because real-time feedback and data is just chef's kiss perfect.
That's right. Yeah, and for brokers who we've rolled out with Sonar specifically, we've seen tremendous increases in the number of digital bookings, counter offers, acceptances overnight, basically. And that is because of all the activity that's happening on the platform. We think digital bookings are really ultimately a pricing problem. We built the integrations, we built, the platform, we've got all of that activity. Now it is all about making sure that we're pricing things appropriately. And that's where the Sonar integration is such a game changer for us because it equips brokers with the most real-time accurate pricing information possible.
Yeah, it really just makes those connections to get people moving, get business going. And I mean, everybody loves hardly putting in any effort to actually make money. That's kind of the key thing.
That's the goal here too, is we want brokers to be plugging in for these are those repeatable lanes. They know they're going to book the freight. They know they're going to get offers on it. We want those to be totally digitally booked first because they're going to have to set it and forget it. They know the tool is going to take care of them. They know that they're not going to be giving away freight at a crazy price. They know they're not going to be wasting their time replying to offers that don't make sense. So then they can focus on building out a new lane, working with a more challenging customer, building their own book of business somewhere. So we're excited to look at it really as a productivity and automation tool.
Oh, absolutely. And it doesn't hurt that, it also gets more freight to carriers who need it.
Exactly.
With the addition of these rates, you've kind of touched on it a little bit, but there seems to be a lot of the end user value. So we said that it's process improvement, automation, everything like that. Have you seen a lot of, carriers and maybe some brokers save time as a result of implementing trucker tools?
Absolutely. So specifically with smart negotiations, I think that's a great point to start at with the Sonar integration. Just what I was mentioning, we're seeing brokers book, 10% of their freight digitally because they've got these lanes that they know they're getting great activity on. There's a lot of interest in them. They're getting tons of offers. They want to make sure they're accepting the right one. So they're setting and forgetting that tool right there to accept and book those loads totally digitally, which just allows them to increase their loads booked per day metric up, which we look at as really kind of the North Star. And that doesn't even touch on our another major time-saving tool that I think a lot of people know us for, and that's our load tracking visibility platform. We are a major player in that space. We've made a ton of progress on building out our ELD network over the last 18 months. We've got the best compliance in the game, and that is a key tool that helps brokers never have to make a check call again.
I absolutely love it. As someone who is entire morning used to be taken up by just calling, going, hey, where you at? You on your way? Cool, great. As someone who would literally spend hours in the morning doing that, I wish I had that tool. I wish I had that because that'd be 4 hours back that I could then turn into whatever my dumpster fire of the day was going to be.
Exactly. You can, and that's where we need your brain, and you working with people and thinking through problems are on the crazy things that happen. It's not on the regular, okay, yep, you're delivering, great. Thanks. Bye.
So I guess what does this end up looking like to the end user? So when they log into Trucker Tools, what do they see?
Yeah. So one of the core tenets of the way we operate is that we know brokers live and breathe in their TMS. That's where everything is happening. They don't want to be flipping through 15 tabs, multiple screens. They want to be focused on a core workflow. So while we do have a user experience and kind of a standalone portal, both on the load tracking and on the digital freight matching, digital booking side, the vast majority of our users use this in an integrated fashion in their TMS. We have integrations with over 30, really any of the big TMSs you think of or you're using out there if you're a broker, and we're building more constantly. So we are just a tool that is integrated into your TMS. On the load tracking side, you're going to get proactive updates and alerts on when you're looking at a load after you've built it, where the load is. You're going to be getting email alerts as well if something's going off. And on the digital booking side too, it's going to live in your TMS right next to a load. When you build a load, you're able to send to Trucker Tools, smart negotiations, or build a smart route, which is a way to kind of market those loads ahead of time to a core set of carriers. That's all going to be, those capabilities are right within your TMS, and FreightWaves Sonar is also built right in there.
So can we see the Trucker Tools in action?
Absolutely. So I'm going to actually kick it over to our phenomenal broker product manager, Jarrett Stowe, to walk everyone through the experience from both a broker and carrier perspective.
Hey everyone, today I'm going to run through how to create a smart negotiation on Trucker Tools. To get to the Smart Routes page, you click on your account, then you click Smart Routes, and you can create a smart route. We're going to call it Smart Negotiation. Once you've started that smart route, you can choose the lanes. You can do anywhere to anywhere, so including all of your loads, regardless of origin destination, or you can choose, for example, a specific state. So we're going to do all loads with an origin state of Delaware. Then in addition to the lane, you can also add other criteria such as equipment type. So now the smart negotiation will only apply to van loads with an origin state of Delaware. So Trucker Tools has two types of smart routes. There's load targeting, which does email marketing and load visibility, but they were focused on smart negotiations to help automatically set that max rate and do the negotiations back and forth with the carrier. There's two types of smart negotiations. There's manual, where you can do a flat rate or a percentage above your book it now rate, but today we're going to focus on the FreightWaves SONAR smart negotiations. So with the SONAR smart negotiations, you can choose the low, current, or high SONAR track spot benchmark rate. So we're going to choose the high rate here, and we're going to do a counteroffer threshold of 5%. This means any carrier offer from in-network carriers is below that high SONAR track rate will be automatically accepted. Anything between that high rate and 5% over that high rate will be countered. And then anything over that 5% over top of that high rate will be automatically rejected to speed up that negotiation process for you. And if you haven't signed up for FreightWaves SONAR with Trucker Tools, you can start your trial from this pop-up or connect your FreightWaves account. Then when you're ready to go, you can click create. And now you have a smart negotiation. And now from the carrier side, you go in, you see this load, you see it has a book it now rate for $1,000, but you really want a little bit more. So you're going to offer maybe $1,050. So you can submit that offer. Within a few seconds, your offer is accepted. So now you can see it's the $1,050 that you offered, and you can book it now for that rate.
That was absolutely fantastic. I love that. Like you said, it's just all in one spot. And I mean, it's just so refreshing to not have to go through 10 screens to see everything.
Absolutely. Yeah, we wanted to make it as simple and intuitive as possible.
What are some of those hallmarks of like a green flags and red flags for a good partner to work with and a bad partner to work with?
Yeah, so first, I think it all starts with people and the relationships we can build. When I was at the TIA conference recently, someone on a panel I was on said, you should look at these partnerships like you're entering a marriage, think very seriously about them. They're difficult to get out of. I think that's especially true when you're building your tech stack that your brokers are going to be living in and day out. So if you're working with people you can trust, I think that is going to make a huge difference. And not only people you can trust, but folks are going to be receptive to the way you're building your roadmap. We're all building roadmaps here, us as tech vendors, tech support partners to brokerages, or brokerages themselves are building out technology roadmaps. So making sure that you're able to give and receive feedback to your partners on the roadmap, yours and theirs, I think is critical. And then the ability to integrate, the more easily you can integrate with a partner's technology, the faster you're going to be able to scale, more quickly you're going to be able to roll it out. We've really made that a priority of ours, having kind of the fastest, highest quality, most flexible TMS integrations, for example, in the load tracking space. And that pays dividends because it means we're able to plug more folks into what we're building faster.
I think that's the key component, is that that time is money. And the more that we're sitting here waiting 6-7 months to get integrated, that's not we're long past those days. That shouldn't be the norm anymore.
Right. Yeah. And I'm really proud of my team. We've made a lot of progress in that regard over the last year. When we're going live with new brokers, we're going live on load tracking. I think our record is down to 2 days. So we move fast.
Holy, that is light speed. That is traveling through space fast.
I'm proud of us.
So I guess if anyone wants to reach out to you and maybe get some more information on Trucker Tools, or if they have questions about maybe they're trying to look at having some integration partners and they're wanting to pick your brain, where can they find you guys outside the show?
Yeah, so visit us, truckertools.com. You'll find, ability to request a demo, read up more on us, reach out to us on LinkedIn, reach out to me, myself, Kary Jablonski at truckertools.com. I love hearing from folks in the space. And we'll also be at all these FreightWaves events coming up. So excited to see you there.
Thank you so much for stopping by.
Thank you.
Try.